SB, the Fans Forum, with Pranav Prasana. Talk 100.3.
Well, producer Pranav is back again. By the way, it's Kitchi, not Neil. I know you got the name wrong a second ago. But looking at a lot of sport that's been going on, everyone's talking the FIFA World Cup. We've been talking about that, and we're forgetting about the Mubadala Tennis Championships that are on this weekend.
Well, this weekend you have the stars such as Stefanos Tsitsipas, Ons Jabeur, one of the best athletes, male or female, Emma Raducanu, former US Open champion among the women's division. You've got, of course, the defending champion, Andrei Rublev, and the world number one, Carlos Alcaraz, a teenage sensation, a tennis championship. And you know what? When I think about his age, it puts me to shame thinking, what am I doing at 23 years of age? And such is the talent, such is the tenacity of these players in Abu Dhabi, back with the 14th edition of the Mubadala Tennis Championship. It's going to be a great weekend of tennis, Kitch.
It's going to be a phenomenal weekend, and you caught up with some of the players, didn't you?
Yeah, and it was absolutely fantastic. A lot of these guys, for some it's the end of the season, and for some it's a preparation before they head off to Australia, before some, go into other Eastern European parts to play exhibitions, or, the ATPs or the WTA, 250s, 500s, variations, of course, because the first Grand Slam coming up is in Australia, in Melbourne, and that will lay the marker down, and that from then on people will analyse how the season goes for each player.
Well, here was your conversation with the former US Open singles champion Emma Raducanu.
12 months ago at the Mubadala Tennis Championship, COVID kept you out from competing here, but over the months and over the years we've seen you overcome injuries, grow physically as well. So coming down to Abu Dhabi, how excited are you for this weekend?
Yeah, extremely excited. 12 months ago I was in my isolation in my hotel room, which was very difficult because I spent 3 weeks to a month doing absolutely nothing and then having to start the season from there. So it was challenging for me to overcome that, and I think that rolled on throughout the rest of the season as I was physically quite undercooked. But I'm feeling good. I feel like I've had 2 months of good preparation, good physical work put in, and now it's just about transferring that onto the tennis court and getting going competitively.
The physical developments are there, and you've spoken about it as well, and extensively, because the injuries, they take a tough toll on the body. Mentally, how are you prepared going into the 2023 season?
I'm feeling good mentally. I feel like I had a great year last year to get adjusted to the tour, and everything came quite fast. But I feel prepared and ready to start again, 2023, start fresh and build my way back up in the rankings. It wasn't a tragedy. I'm still top 100, and just looking forward to moving on and improving from there.
What have you made of the sporting scene here in the Gulf region? We know the World Cup was hosted for the first time in Qatar, in the Middle East for the first time. Tennis has happened multiple times. So your take on the sporting scene?
I think it's really impressive how much it's developed, and the tennis, the football. I mean, there's so many crowds coming to this region, watching, having eyes on the region. So I feel like, hopefully in the future even more of that will happen.
So there's Emma Raducanu speaking, and you also speak to a few of the male players. Stefanos Tsitsipas, he must be, 4 in the world?
Four in the world right now, yes. And in fact, what astonished me is this height. It's, I'm holding the mic up and I'm having to reach for the skies. I mean, Stefanos, a great athlete. It makes you think, tennis, which requires the body to move consistently. You have to move across the court. You're judged based off your skill to swing the racket, pace, and your attention as well. And Stefanos, wow, given his height, he's got it all. He's, for me, he's a future Grand Slam champion.
Yeah, he's an absolutely extraordinary player. I've loved him ever since there's a lot of Greek community in Melbourne, so they all got behind him at many of the Australian Opens.
And as one of his favourite wins in Melbourne was in the Australian Open when he defeated Roger Federer.
Well, here he is speaking to our very own Pranav Prasana.
Beautiful weather in Abu Dhabi. How are you doing today?
Feeling great. I have a day off today. Luckily, I'm able to enjoy Abu Dhabi a little bit. Let's see where I find myself at the end of the day.
How excited are you to be back at the Mubadala Tennis Championship? We all know the 2019 finals that you were in. It was iconic. One of the best finals, I think, that's gone in Abu Dhabi. How excited are you for this year?
Well, let me tell you, it's great to be back. Abu Dhabi is very welcoming, and I felt that over the last two times that I've been here, including this one. I think I think tennis in the Middle East is kind of perfect at this time of the year. You get such good weather. People are great here. And I think people should, focus more on the tennis in the Middle East. I think there should be more tournaments here, being held here. And I'm certainly enjoying my time a lot. I have one of the best memories that I built during the year are actually here. I get to be with friends. I get to do my pre-season, work hard, relax at some of the days. Have a days off, and some of the best memories are built here. And I owe a lot to the UAE, but also to the Middle East for contributing to that, because this is life as well.
Yeah. A lot of players view this as a preparation for the next season, 2023. Some of them think of it as the last tournament. How is it for you?
Yeah, you can think of it that way, for sure. It is the last tournament of the year. An exhibition, though, but still quite competitive, I would say. We are all working on a lot of things right now. I assume, at least for me, that's true. On the tennis court. And that is our last kind of chance to showcase that and be in the spotlight for the last time this year.
You've had some exciting matches this year with Andrei Rublev, and it's talked about a lot. And how do you view this matchup? This time around, he's the defending champion. How sweet would it be to take that title away from him?
Haven't focused on that too much, but I'll tell you that he's a great competitor. He's a funny guy, but also switches to another person when he's out on the court. And the competition between us two is very high. And we've had some crazy matches against each other, playing for hours on the court, and playing also at such high intensity, because with him you cannot go loose. You have to really keep up with the pace, and you know that the intensity is always going to come from the other side of the court, no matter what score or what circumstance you're dealt with. And that's what makes him such a tough competitor.
Now, we've seen your tweets about Lionel Messi. They are in the finals of the World Cup as well. Any one thing that you take back from this athlete?
His dedication and his humility that he puts out there every single day. I think there are very few examples of that in football, and Messi is certainly one of them. He's just such a down-to-earth man. I'm sure he works hard. He has so much talent on his feet that is incomparable to any other football player that I've seen, at least. He can play with the ball. He can do whatever he wants with the ball. And for me, it's he's an example. He's an example, an icon for global sport, because he just inspires people. He makes people want to play football. There's not a single jersey, whether that's real or fake, that hasn't been sold to a kid around the world with his name on it. And I think that's not accidental. He has earned it, and I would very much want to be a little bit like him in my personal career.
So, Stefanos Tsitsipas, he always speaks so well. He's very humble. It's no surprise he's got so many fans. And I guess many people are coming out to watch him this weekend at the Mubadala Tennis Championships in Abu Dhabi.
A lot of people will be supporting him, and it's about the multicultural aspect of the UAE, which you have to appreciate, which means, Cameron Norrie is definitely going to be in Abu Dhabi, where you can expect a lot of British supporters to get behind him. But in the men's division, Stefanos Tsitsipas is definitely one that you can root for, given his sense of humor on social media apps. The matches that he's given to the fans in 2019 was when he reached the Mubadala finals, and against Rafa Nadal, he took it till the very end, I guess till the very last point, in fact, making it one of the best finals of the tournament. And, going by his recent form, he's probably my pick to win this title.
Also, you spoke to Rublev. Sorry, you also spoke to Andrei Rublev, didn't you?
Andrei Rublev, yes, one of my favorite players, Kitch. He has this love for the UAE, and because when he comes to Dubai, whatever performance he's had in other tournaments, it's an absolute different side of him. He won the title in 2022 in Dubai. With all the outside noise that was going around at the time, he was completely focused. Of course, keeping in check his emotional and mental attitude. That is something which has been an issue for him, but he's definitely worked on that by the end of the season. He won in Abu Dhabi as well last year, so you never know. It could be 3 out of 3 in his UAE visits this time.
Well, let's hear what you got to say. This exclusive chat with Pranav Prasana on Talk